Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna get this. I have, I'll show a list of supplies. Or I'll show the supplies we need. Like that, I'm just using some gas fabric I have on the stash and some burlap scraps. I'm gonna probably sew together so that I have a wider area to choose from. And my goal is to make pockets inside and some pockets outside to make your pockets. So let's get started. Okay, so I went out and took a picture of my bucket that we used. This one was already purchased. So I'm sorry, I think it's on now. It has pockets inside and outside. And the pockets on the outside are double pockets on the outside and one pocket on the inside. I'm not going to do that today. But I am going to use this base this on it. And on the inside, I do like that it's not covering the bottom. It opens up everything that's fancy. I love that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to do this pocket, and I'm going to fold in the inside edge. Like so. Take a pocket on the inside, and I'll just go in here. And I'll flip this open here to get the edge go down. But then I'm just going to sew here. Do a few pockets. I don't need that many. The other things I need on the inside, I'll put this maybe 3 or 4 pockets on the inside. And then I'll do the same on the outside. And then going through my stash of fabric, I had pieces of burlap from an old project. And so I just kind of patched them together. So I have seams, but I don't care. It's just going to be a garden bucket. So you can just use whatever scraps you have in your stash. So I'm going to start working on this and just follow along. Okay, so my original plan was to use this scrap that would be on the inside, fold up the bottom piece, make some seams for your pockets. But that's not going to give me enough space on the outside. So when you go to do this, what you're going to need is whatever the height of your bucket is, you're going to need 2.5 times that, just because depending on what your seam allowance is and how far down you want it to go in the bucket. So I'm going to modify this a little bit and take some scrap fabric, I'll fold my edges under and sew that down, and then attach it at the bottom, and then I'll still go through and make some seams for my pockets on the inside. before we attach the pocket to the inside, we're going to want to allow for the handle on the bucket to come up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fabric and cut it down, and then I'll put a pocket on each side, and then I'll be able to make the seam come up in the center. See here, stop, and then just stitch, up stitch my edges to come down here. Now if you're worried about your edges fraying, if that bothers you, just roll it under and run it through again. In fact, I might just do that now. Okay, so this is going to sit on the inside, approximately here, wherever you want it to sit, and then that'll give me room on the outside for pockets, for smaller things. You have more fabric and you can go all the way to the bottom. That'll give you deeper pockets on the outside. But I'm just gonna go to about here. That'll allow my handle to sit right at the edge. So before I put my two sides together, I'm gonna roll the edges under so that when you stop right here for the handle, this will still be a finished edge.
Okay, here's where I had some technical difficulty and lost some of my footage, but I missed the part where I was attaching the burlap as the outside pockets to the denim piece that will be sitting on the outside of the bucket. So I have a few seconds of video here where I go back and add the pockets because I was adding a gusset or a pleat to this so that it gives you room on the outside of your pocket to be able to put the tools in there so it doesn't sit snug against the bucket. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, leave me a question in the comments below. Okay, so as I was wrapping this up, and I need to finish clipping my strings and put everything together to be able to show you, I thought, oh, I can add some HTV to the outside of the bucket on the fabric. So if this works, let's give this a try. So we're going to go for the gusset.